you did 10 years in the military. You decided to come out for reasons you've kind of touched on already. You got fed up of that life, I suppose, and that polarization of not being able, the progression being given to the wrong person and whatnot.
Yeah.
Was it always a dream to own a gym? I know a lot of PTs, the dream is to own a gym. For me, it's never been that, but I know a lot of PTs. Was that a dream for you, like to have this?
No, definitely not a long-term dream. Like I said, like when I left school, I didn't know what I wanted to do.
Yeah.
Went building for 7 years. And this is the thing, like, I suppose realistically, I was quite old getting into the gym scene.
Yeah.
You know.
You'd have been 32,
Yeah.
33?
Like 32 opening up my gym.
I think that's a much better, I mean, you need to have some money to be able to do it, but I think it's a much better age than 22. I thought I knew it all at 22. I knew absolutely nothing.
But there's the bit of me that's like, so it's, and again, this is that double-edged kind of thing where there's part of you that's like, what if I'd have got into this at 18? Where would I be now?
Mm-hmm.
Instead of the years in the military and the years on the building site, if that had have all been into the fitness industry, where would I be now?
Mm.
But it's also the years on the building site and in the military that got me to where I'm at, not just like mindset wise, but also skill set. Like when I left the military, I had no unit, but I knew that this was what I was going to do. And I had this stupendous drive to make it happen. So again, whereas a lot of people would be like, you know, well, it's hard, so I'm not going to do it, or I can't find a unit, so I'm not going to do it. I have none of that in my head. Genuinely, I'm like, I don't get how people do have doubt. I'm like, it might not happen the first time or the second time or the third time or the 800th time, but if you keep going, it'll happen.
Yeah.
That's just the way my head's wired up.
Yeah.
So I left the military. I had no industrial unit. I had a bit of savings, and I was like, well, I don't really know how I'm going to do this, but I'm going to do it. And we actually went on a motorbiking trip down to Barcelona to watch a MotoGP with my brother and some of my brother's kind of friends, kind of family friends. So we went down, there's about 5 of us, I think. And we'd watched the MotoGP and we were about to come back, like head back to Santander to get the ferry back up. And I just went, fuck it, got a note to come back for. So I just went off. I had no plans and went off all around Europe.
Yeah.
Yeah, did all like south coast of Spain, France, Italy, got a pirate ship from Italy over to Albania, through Albania.
An actual pirate ship, or is that just...
near enough, trust me. Like, it was the dodgiest thing I've ever been on in my life. And just got off in this like weird port in Albania where no one spoke English with those massive like Russian hats and that lot. I was like, Jesus. Sat nav stopped working because it was out of the EU. I was like, I don't even know what I'm going to do here. Sent me down some little... So I was on a sports bike on an R1 as well. It weren't exactly like a comfy bike to do it. Down some like mud lane. I was like, I'm never seeing home near. And then ended up somehow managing to find the motorway, found some fuel. It was like, honestly, like you don't get to do stuff like that unless you're willing to just do it.
Yeah.
Off cusp, no plan, didn't know where I was going. I was literally, as I was driving along, I'd just be looking on TripAdvisor at a service station and I'd be like, I'm roughly going to get to the Albuquerque Hotel there. And that's how I lived. Just went all the way through. So all the way down to Greece, back up through like Albania and across to like Switzerland, Geneva, back up to Brussels to see some people and just then back up and home.
Whoa.
So it was, like amazing. But then got back and literally within a week or so of getting back, this unit became available. And I'd first looked at this unit probably about 5 years before.
Ah, right. Okay.
So I was like, sod it, it's fate.
Yeah.
Let's do it. So I took it on. I practically lived here. So I pretty much moved into like the little office room that's next to the open gym bit up there.
So for those listening to it in like the podcast, or you can see a bit on video, there's kind of 3 parts in there. So you've got the front bit, which is, I'd say like a picture like a sawdust CrossFit type gym with barbells and that kind of thing. Then you've got the big room that we're in, which is where you could fit 100 people, could you in here? 50 people do a class or whatever.
Or so, yeah.
50 people in here do a CrossFit class. Then in the other bit, you've got what's more of a typical gym, which is more polished, proper mirrors, like your typical gym setup, haven't you?
Yeah.
So it came available.
Yeah, so this became available. And like, again, this is where that previous stuff, so military, living rough, not caring too much about your home comforts, 7 years on a building site. So I lived in here and completely
Literally
revamped
lived
it.
in here.
Yeah, there was grass growing in the floor and everything when I came in.
Oh, so it was literally like just an empty kind of unit, was
Yeah,
it? Whoa.
barren unit, horrific. I'll show you some photos of it.
Yeah,
Absolutely
yeah.
horrific.
Yeah, you'll have to send them through and Zach can put them on the YouTube.
Yeah, just stripped the whole place out, sprayed everything, painted everything, resorted the electrics, did the whole lot, built all the toilets, the coffee shop room, everything like that. Everything built by me. And then opened up. But even through that, the business loan fell through halfway through. So I was like, I don't know how I'm going to do this. So instead of being like, right, let's just bow out, I just cracked on.
Yeah.
I didn't even give it much thought. I was just sort of like, oh, well, I'm just cracking on. Something will happen. And lo and behold, I managed to get the money and we managed to open up. And then we've built that. The couple of years or so in, the unit next door became available.
Right.
And that's when I was like, right, let's go again.
So it started as just a CrossFit gym, did it?
Yeah.
Just doing classes.
Yeah.
Got you.
And then took the unit on next door, knocked through, built the doorway. It was me, so I'd be coaching here, and then I'd go in there on an evening and completely built all that place as well. Built everything, all the walls, everything in there. And then obviously opened up that gym. And then in the meantime, just before we opened the gym next door, that's when we'd started the events business as well. So yeah, just relentless, but never once just thought, well, I'm not going to succeed. It's just a case of how you succeed.